Okay, guys, I'm going to go on this website called Fieger Law. Now, he is a good lawyer that he was involved in some very controversial cases with, it was a situation where it was a man named Dr. Kevorkian, and they called him the Doctor of Death, and he was allowing people to die a humane death because these people were suffering. And so, anyways, so Dr. Kevorkian, he was working with Fieger, and that's how Fieger had got his fame. And then later on, in the late 90s, he had defended a family of a man that was murdered by cops at a mall in Dearborn called Fairlane. And it was a big, uproaring and everything. And like I had said in the previous video, that Title 18-242 is what you use when cops murder or injure or attempt to rape or kidnap, etc., etc., a person. So let's look at this and see what he says on his website. And I believe he takes cases all over the country. And if he wasn't a threat and if he wasn't good at what he do, then obviously the United States government would not have tried to attack him, and he defeated them for whatever situations or whatever they were trying to claim against him. He beat the case. Okay, so now I'm about to read more about him, and then I'm going to show you the case that I was talking about where he defended the family of a man that was murdered. Okay, it says only one Fieger Law. Only one is America's most famous trial lawyer. Meet Geoffrey Fieger. It says personal injury attorneys in Michigan representing clients nationwide. When you've been injured, we fight and win for you. If you don't stand for something, you end up standing for nothing. Since 1950, Fieger Law has stood strong as a powerful representative on behalf of those who have been injured due to the neglect and recklessness of another. Today, the firm is known around the world for winning more record-breaking settlements and verdicts than any other firm in the country. Fieger Law has the manpower and resources to handle any case, no matter how complex. Fieger Law is the top personal injury firm in the United States, winning some of the largest verdicts in America to date. We won millions, hundreds of millions of dollars on behalf of our clients. Our firm is passionate about representing the rights of our clients, upholding their interests, and pursuing compensation that is tailor fit to their needs and circumstances. Okay. Says attorney Geoffrey Fieger announced $23.5 million verdict against the Presidents of St. Joseph Hospital. Okay, so all right, so that's a little bit about his law firm. And let's see, what else can I find? And then right here, when you go to the page, it says that Geoffrey Niels Fieger, it says, is an American attorney based in Southfield, Michigan. Fieger is a senior partner of the law firm Fieger, Kennedy, and Harrington, and is an occasional legal commentator for NBC and MSNBC. His practice focuses on personal injury, civil rights litigation, and medical malpractice cases. So I'm going to leave it right there. Okay, so on this website, it says World Socialist website, and it says thousands protest killing of Detroit man by mall security guards. And it says an estimated 7,000 people attended a rally Wednesday evening, July 5th, in Detroit suburb of Dearborn, Michigan, to express their anger at the killing of a 32-year-old black worker. Frederick Finley, the victim, was strangled to death by plainclothes security guards working for the upscale department store Lord & Taylor, located in the Fairlane Town Center shopping mall. Finley was assaulted in the store's parking lot by the guards, who accused his stepdaughter of shoplifting. The protesters, overwhelmingly working class and primarily black, held signs reading "Life is worth more than $4" in reference to the jewelry Finley's stepdaughter is alleged to have shoplifted. And why no public apology and no justice, no peace. The overwhelming feeling of the rally participants that any black person will be the next victim. And we know that that is a misnomer for the American Indians. So anyways, it says it was not until one day after the rally of July 6th that the Wayne County Prosecutor Office issued a public statement that one of the guards involved in Finley's death, Dennis Richardson, 29, would be charged with involuntary manslaughter. If convicted, Richardson could face 15 years in jail and a $7,000 fine. Geoffrey Fieger, attorney for the family, called the manslaughter incomplete justice, stating that Richardson should have been charged with second-degree murder. He also asked why the other guards involved in the attack were not being charged. At least 4 other guards were involved in the confrontation besides Richardson, but Wayne County Prosecutor's Office was not said whether it will bring other charges. Dearborn police held 3 security guards, including Richardson, overnight on the day that Finley was killed, but released them without charges the next day. The Dearborn Police Department issued a statement, all but open, defending the actions of the guards, going so far as to suggest the Finley family was acting as if a shoplifting ring. Okay, so all right, so that's what they said, and that's when, in this situation, I believe it happened a while back. This was back in 2000, but yeah, that's what they said about that whole situation. So anyways, so that's what they had about that, and I'm going to show you what they had to say and what was going on with why the government was coming after this particular lawyer. Okay, so now you see this is Geoffrey Niels Fieger, who was born December 23rd, 1950, in Detroit, Michigan. He went to the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor and in the Detroit College of Law. It says Fieger served as a defense attorney for Jack Kevorkian. And right here it says, in August of 2007, Fieger was indicted on federal campaign finance charges. The U.S. government alleged that Fieger had illegally funneled $127,000 to John Edwards' 2004 presidential campaign. It says Fieger was defended by famed defense attorney Jerry Spence, who announced this would be his last case. A jury acquitted Fieger of all 10 charges, and Fieger's co-defendant and law partner Vin Johnson of 5 charges. On June 2nd, 2008, Johnson stated that the charges were politically motivated, which they probably was because, this is a lawyer that he went up against racist, cops who was trying to say that this American Indian man that was murdered, that was killed by the security guards, that they were doing a so-called shoplifting ring, and they were trying to use that as a way to justify the murder of that man, And then I'm going to, show you who Jack Kevorkian, who was known as, the Doctor of Death, So let's see. Talk about him. Jack Kevorkian. His name was Murad Jacob Kevorkian. He was Armenian. And he was born May 26, 1928. June 3rd, 2011, was an American pathologist and euthanasia proponent. He publicly championed a terminal patient's right to die by physician-assisted suicide, embodied in his quote, "Dying is not a crime." Kevorkian claimed he have assisted at least 130 patients. He was often portrayed in the media with the name Dr. Death. It said he died June 3rd in Rojo. His education was the University of Michigan. His years that he was active was 1952 through 2011. He worked at Henry Ford Hospital. And it says in 1998, Kevorkian was arrested and tried for his direct role in the case of voluntary euthanasia of a man named Thomas Yoke, who suffered from Lou Gehrig's disease, or ALS. He was convicted of second-degree murder and served 8 years of a 10 to 25-year prison sentence. He was released on parole on June 1st on condition he would not offer advice, participate, nor be present in the act of any type of suicide involving euthanasia to any person, as well as neither promote nor talk about the procedure of assisted suicide. And it says here, Kevorkian was tried 4 times for assisting suicides between May 1994 and June 1997. With the assistance of Fieger, Kevorkian was acquitted 3 times. So I'm going to leave that there. So, and this man, he wrote a book about rights. I suggest people get it. I have to get it myself, but I suggest that people, get this book by this man because he knew a lot about rights, about, your rights that you have, constitutional rights that you have. And I think that's really important and very imperative for people to know. And, for the sake of knowing when your rights are violated. So tell me, what do you think about this whole situation? And about, Dr. Kevorkian, the doctor of death, as they called him, and the fact that Geoffrey Fieger, he deals with civil rights litigation, and I think he would be an excellent lawyer for the lady Tamika Palmer, the mother of the young lady that was murdered, Breonna Taylor. I think that he would be a wonderful person to contact. He deals with cases nationwide, so anybody who knows her, please refer her over to Geoffrey Fieger. I mean, he's a damn good lawyer. So anyways, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm out.